Stewart's going to throw it in. A little bit of a collision there. Ball's going to be played. That was a nice last-ditch tackle there by Orozco to save that opportunity. Really could have been a big play there for... Oh, and a bad giveaway. Bravo's got it outside the area, and he's going to line things up and send that to outer space.
Yeah, Orozco's lucky there. Bravo just gets caught. The ball just gets caught right in front of him, and he just puts his foot through it, leaning back. Lalo very thankful to see that one sail high and wide.
They're scary, and that's something that plagued the Monarchs last week, a play, and I know it's not something we want to hang on to, but they had a play there last week where it was knocked into the back of ankles and resulted in a goal.
And look, those things happen. All you need to do is learn from the mistake.
Minter out wide. He's going to spray it across the 6. Looks like it took a deflection. There's a replay here.
This ball fired in. That's the right idea. It takes the deflection. You have to think, if that doesn't take a deflection.
Second corner here for the Monarchs here in this first half. 11 minutes in, and hopefully all of you out there can hear with the audio now. So we've tried to fix that. Long corner kick taken, and it's going to go out the other side, almost near the corner flag. Like to thank all those of you for joining in here on the YouTube stream, either in Phoenix, Salt Lake City, or wherever you may be around the world. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. On this April Fool's Day, and like we said earlier in the open, it's no joke, it's always sunny at the Riot. Maybe a little bit of a joke that it's sunny tonight, but beautiful weather here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Kick's going to be looking for Bravo. Bravo unable to get under that one.
And keep an eye on Bravo switching sides. He's been back and forth on this near side to the far side, giving the entire back line really of the Monarchs just something to think about. The matchups with the center backs and the fullbacks is going to be something to watch for the Monarchs. You can never lose sight of a player like Bravo.
Fernandez over to Lakawecki, and Fernandez is a guy that's been loaned down from the first team from Real Salt Lake as they're in Minneapolis tonight. Lakawecki over to Adams. To Brody. Brody's going to attack. Looking forward. It's going to be headed away by Stewart.
Watch Karinga get forward. That's a nice overlap. Didn't get the ball there, but it's the right idea to open up space.
Brody looking for Adams. Adams, a guy that came into the Monarchs last season a little late in the season, took some time to settle in, but found himself late in the year, and has really, from what we've understood from the coaching staff, played well in the preseason so far.
Yeah, he's been fantastic in the season. Fantastic in the preseason. Even in the first game of the season up in Portland, you watch the balls he puts into the box and the opportunities he presents his teammates with. They're fantastic.
Minter had a great opportunity there, looking for Velasquez, and that won't be cleared. Monarchs threatening here in the 14th minute of play. Again, we'd like to thank all those fans out there joining in, especially giving a shout out to those at the Thirsty Lion Gastro Pub and Grill in Phoenix listening in. Lakawecki in. Great opportunity there, punched away by Cohen.
Well done there from Cohen to read that ball, get in between his center backs and the forwards for the Monarchs and punch that ball out. You want your goalkeeper to command the box, and he did just that.
We're going to get a replay look at this. Karinga there with a foul. You can hear Frank Yallop not too happy with that call there, and no card shown. Bravo a little slow to get up. He's a guy that we're going to get a replay look at that.
Yeah, tough challenge from Karinga in here. You know, he gets to the ball first, but takes out Bravo's right leg in the process. Definite foul. No card there.
Karinga's going to clear. Looking forward to Hoffman. Hoffman's going to chase things down, but Cohen's there to collect in his box on the corner of his area. Shadows creeping in here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Going about a quarter of the field sideways so far. Moberg's going to be shoved there by Johnson. Johnson and Bravo playing up top together. Johnson there looks like he's going to get a little warning there. Not the smartest thing in those situations to tap the ball away. I know it throws off the play a little bit, but you got to be careful in those situations.
You always have to enjoy the extracurriculars. With this early in the game, or really any time in the game, it's just not your best option, because if you get a card, you're really playing tentative, or timid, excuse me, the rest of the way for something silly.
Lakawecki was playing high there. Fernandez looking for Lakawecki. Unable to connect with him. Like we mentioned earlier, maybe no one caught it because there wasn't great audio. Mark Briggs in his first game for the Monarchs. Mike Petke was coaching the Monarchs this season, has taken over for Real Salt Lake, and Mark Briggs has been promoted.
And he, like he told us, it's been a whirlwind of a week, and his journey here hasn't really been the easiest of journeys, nor the most common journeys. Coaching in Wilmington, now a PDL organization. Came in to be Freddie Juarez, the old Monarchs coach, came in here to be his first assistant, and Mike Petke ends up taking the job, and one thing leads to another. Mr. Petke, congratulations to him on his head coaching role with Real Salt Lake now, and guess who? Mark Briggs finds his way into the head coaching slot here for the Monarchs, and I'll tell you what, he couldn't be more excited.
Brody there looking for Hoffman. Brody had sucked in there and was looking for Hoffman to make the run. Hoffman and him were not on the same page. With another look at that one.
Most of the Monarch opportunities coming from this left side. Just gets the touch a little bit away from him.
Velasquez back to Karinga. Moberg. Again, another shout out to those watching in Phoenix, and we heard it was an awesome show there in the stadium. Everything but the loss. They were hoping for a victory as 6,890 fans poured into their new soccer complex that was built from dirt to a stadium in a little over a month, from what I understand.
Beautiful little pop-up stadium, and how about those fans? Smoke bombs on the away end. That just looked like an absolute nightmare for the Toronto goalkeeper. You just have to love that, especially with a growing league, really growing soccer in America. Just the way the fans are buying in and really making it their own and developing a culture wherever there's a team, you have to love it.
I think that was their fan base, or their supporters group, Banditos, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Just a reminder, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Goal kicks high. Bravo there. Looks like there's going to be a foul called. Johnson was pushed a little bit in the back from Orozco.
On that header, Moberg came flying in, maybe threw a little bit of an elbow to the back. Yeah, as you see, this ball comes up, and as it drops, Moberg coming in with a strong challenge, just a touch late.
He played the advantage there for a second, and the Monarchs were able to clear. John Wright Phillips looking to play it to the far side. Kept in, header laid down, and Fernandez is going to come out as Bravo was in the area,
well done,
lurching.
Well done there from Moberg to shield Bravo from his goalkeeper, so the goalkeeper can come and collect cleanly.
Minter going to play it in quickly to Hoffman. Hoffman's on the goal line. Hoffman's going to play it across the 6 and is going to be cleared out by Ramage. Be another corner kick for the Monarchs here in the 20th minute of play. Third corner kick so far. And as a reminder, the Monarchs have been very dangerous on corner kicks this season.
Both their goals coming from corner kicks. One from Moberg early in the first half in Portland last week. The second one coming from really a misplay in the back from Portland, and Beasler's able to hop on it and slam it home.
An off service from Charlie Adams, who just served that one in. It's going to come out the backside. Brody, he's going to cut back, looking to go forward, and there's a great challenge there by Vasquez to knock things out of play.
Fantastic challenge there from Vasquez to knock that one away before Brody can get that cross off.
Hoffman looking to settle, unable to do so. Velasquez, Mr. Fancy Feet down there. Excited to have him back in Salt Lake City, Utah. Karinga. Brody on the touchline is going to force another corner kick for the Monarchs. Fourth of this first half.
Your head coach, Mark Bridge, you have to like the way your team's attacking, creating these chances and getting yourself into a position with these set pieces to really make an impact.
Adams going to swing things in. This one's going to be deep. Karinga tries to keep that one in, but it's going to cross the end line. It will be a goal kick for Phoenix.
You know, a minute ago, we talked about Omar Bravo and the challenge he's going to pose to the Monarchs back line. You and I were talking earlier, 132 goals for Chivas down in Mexico, a veteran of Liga MX, MLS, USL, you name it. He played in the Champions League in Spain. Fantastic player, fantastic player.
A couple guys with a lot of experience on Phoenix. This is an experienced side that's very capable of winning games. This is not a game that coming in off a loss last week and they're a team that should be an easy win. They're a team that's very capable of stringing together a great season.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the older players. That translates to leadership. You know, the USL is typically a place for these young guys, and if you mix old with young, you can only grow.
Ball's going to be headed down as Karinga's going to try to find Brody. Will be knocked out of play by Vasquez. Excuse me. 23rd minute of play, still scoreless. Here on this beautiful Saturday late afternoon game.
You couldn't ask for a better day here. Slight breeze, beautiful field. We were walking on it earlier. They wet the field right before kickoff. Just perfect playing surface. If you want to play on this field, this is the field to play on.
Johnson and Orozco, they're battling. Ball's going to be played too far for Bravo. Crossing the end line, it will be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
You see the captain, Nick Beasler, barking instructions to the midfield to really, and the defense really just to stay organized, stay calm.
Beasler's one we haven't really called early on so far. He's a guy that had great impact in Portland. We'll see if he can find himself in this game here in the 24th minute of play. Velasquez there trying to be fancy. Ball's going to be taken away from him. Phoenix looking to attack. Monarchs finding their shape defensively. Adams will clear.
Good recovery there from Adams to cover from Orozco.
Karinga going to play it forward. It's going to be too far for Hoffman. Cohen out wide. In the midfield to Watson. A few drum noises happening here at the Riot. Decent crowd on hand. Sitting on the west side of the stadium. So not on the side the camera's facing. So if you're wondering if there are any fans here, there's a pretty good following here at the Riot tonight.
It's a great deal down here on this west side. I think people are really here in Salt Lake City picking up on the Monarchs. Really going places, good team. Really trying to build the fan base here.
Stewart. Throwing in for Phoenix. Bravo battling with Moberg. Him and Moberg have been very handsy, jersey tugging.
I expect to see that the rest of the way.
Wright Phillips is going to be called for the foul. Rocking the 29 jersey, Bravo. Bravo there is going to throw it back. So we're going to replay, look at it. Maybe it may have been a handball there.
You didn't really know too much about it, just unlucky.
Bravo getting lectured there. No more of that. Michael Radchuk got a challenge in front of him tonight. It looks like it's going to be a little bit back and forth. We've seen some of that so far.
I think he's done a good job so far, really talking to the players more than anything. Just letting the game feel itself out.
Another big complaint last week for Bravo was he didn't really have much support. Tonight he looks like he's paired with Johnson and playing very well with him so far. Looks like he's getting a little bit more support up on the field as Moberg is holding his face. And he's down. Just a reminder, fans, make sure you tune in to the USL's weekly show on SiriusXM FC, channel 85 on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest news and information from around the league. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times.
We go back to Bravo, the Bravo and Johnson partnership. If we're going to talk about them being partners as we go back to this injury. Yeah, as Moberg goes up, Wright Phillips just gives him a little bit of an elbow. I don't think he really meant to, but nonetheless, still a foul. And what I was saying about the partnership up top, the supporting cast and the number 10 role, Sean Wright Phillips, like we said, he's a Premier League veteran and quite a distinguished one at that with Manchester City and Chelsea. Really can support and play balls into space for those two players and create chances on and off the ball, really.
We have to congratulate his son, just called up to the U16 national team.
For England, that is.
A big honor for him. Velasquez looking forward for Karinga, who had pushed forward into the attack. Adams. Got time over to Lakawecki. Monarchs moving to the attacking third. Lakawecki to Hoffman. Hoffman's inside the area. To Minter. Minter goes down. It's going to be a shot by Adams, and it's going to be high and over the crossbar.
Good decision there from Radchuk not to award the penalty kick. Most fans were asking for it, but here we have another look. Good turn ball. Ball gets played back out. Minter slides in. No, just kind of got caught up underneath himself. Good decision there from the referee.
So far, about 60-40 possession for the Monarchs. Great lead there by Velasquez to Adams. Adams is going to get some pressure from Johnson, who will dispossess him. Johnson's going to slip. Adams out wide to Brody. Brody with the service, looking in, left. Good shot there by Minter. Great leave there by Hoffman as he left and dummied it for Minter, and Minter got a nice shot on goal, but not enough power behind it to get it past Cohen.
What a fantastic save there from Cohen. Ball gets played through traffic, gets left. We'll watch it here again. Gets dispossessed, little scissor. See, a ball gets played out wide. What a ball it gets played back in here. And watch Cohen's feet. He keeps his feet moving, gets set. Well done there from him to get down low at his near post and save that ball.
Out wide to Lakawecki. Lakawecki to Minter. Monarchs pressing again. Ball in the air. Hoffman! Header, glancing header That one's going to cross the end line, but was a great opportunity there for the Monarchs.
Monarchs really attacking these wide spaces here on this big, wide Rio Tinto Stadium filled. As we look at it again, ball gets driven across the box. Just can't get the timing right as that ball glances past Cohen's far post.
Johnson trying to settle. Velasquez will get possession. Forward to Brody. Brody's going to slow things up. Not a bad look from Beasler. Beasler looking for Hoffman up forward. Up top, unable to get to it. A little bit long. Beasler wearing the captain's armband for the Monarchs tonight. Ramage wearing the captain's armband for Phoenix. Fernandez plays it forward, but we kept in by Vasquez, but Brody's there working his tail off.
What an excellent recovery there from Brody. Waited for the missed touch. Jumped on it, pounced on it as soon as he could. Possession going back the other way. Excellent switch there.
Great settle there by Coringa. He'll cut in. Velasquez there dancing around. He's able to elude the tackle. He's going to get it back from Brody. Picks up his head. Looking for Brody. Brody was coming at him. Maybe not the best decision there.
Brody's slipping the ground, just giving out from underneath him.
Out wide to Lakawecki. Like we mentioned, Monarchs moving from north to south here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Slight breeze out of the northwest. Maybe a little bit more than a slight breeze. It's picked up quite strong at times here. I'm sure it's swirling down in the stadium. Brody will keep it in. You can hear Coach Briggs telling them to keep the ball moving. Lakawecki's going to settle on the far side. Looking forward to Minter. Bravo to Phillips. Ball's going to be switched to Vasquez. Trying to go 1v1 with Brody. Brody's going to defend that well, but will concede a corner, and that will be the second of the match for Phoenix.
It looks like Omar Bravo has really been given the freedom to roam anywhere on that attacking line for Phoenix, wherever he wants to go, wherever he feels like he needs to be. Looks like he's been given the freedom to do so.
Wright Phillips will take the corner for Phoenix. 34th minute of play. Orozco and Johnson getting instructions to leave each other alone. Header there wide by Ramage.
Ramage did well there to free himself up, just couldn't generate enough power on a floating ball. That was just a touch behind him to trouble Fernandez any.
Lakawecki to Beasler. To the near side to Coringa. Velasquez moving forward. Looking for Hoffman, that's going to be cut off. Hoffman really hasn't found an opportunity as Velasquez tries to keep it into Brody. You know, early in a season, Taryn, it's all about figuring out those connections and seeing how you can make the play work together as a team. And, you know, they've only had a few games together. Like we mentioned, both teams are fairly new to playing with each other, not teams that were holdovers from last year.
And it does take time for the knowledge to develop about how each player moves and each player's tendency, because that's a big part of having the chemistry and building the chemistry really with a new side for both teams, I'm going to say. Because when you have a new group come in, it does take a little bit of time to gel, especially early on in the season.
Gonna be a foul there on Phoenix. Quickly taken by the Monarchs. That's gonna be a challenge from behind on Watson, and he's gonna see the first yellow of the match. He's fouled Adams there from behind.
Rightly so. Any challenge from behind, you really have to be careful. Just mistimes that one a bit. Goes in hard.
Last place you want to be coming from in a situation like that, especially at the midfield stripe. No reason to foul and take a silly yellow at this point in the match.
When you have numbers behind the ball.
Lakawecki looking for Hoffman. Lakawecki unable to keep it in, and now it's going to go out of play and be a Phoenix throw-in on the far side, just across the midfield stripe. Moberg. Back to Fernandez. Fernandez with the fancy footwork there to get Watson, and he almost gets caught there.
First he pulls out his inner Nicky Raimondo, trying to send Watson the other way, but rests on his laurels a bit too much. He's very, very lucky there. Watson wasn't able to just to hammer that home.
Watson's there, got to be careful there. He's playing with a yellow at this point. Not a bad place to be trying to tackle. I mean, could have resulted in a goal for Phoenix, but a scary play.
Very, very scary play.
For both sides.
You never want your goalkeeper to really get in over his head. I don't think Fernandez did there, but maybe not the right decision is immediately Mark Briggs, head coach Mark Briggs for the Monarchs, up off of his seat after the first time he sat down this entire half, just laying into Fernandez there.
Checking out some of the Twitter comments, John McPherson saying too many missed passes from Phoenix so far. Does take time to gel, but too many missed passes is what he's saying. If you have any questions, comments for us during the broadcast, feel free to tweet us at Landon Southwick and at TMEYO.
Zero.
Oh, it's zero.
Zero.
Okay.
Yes.
Zero. So we're going to go to a replay here and another look at that Fernandez play.
Tries to sell him, goes the wrong way. Good recovery here from Watson. Although doesn't know he's quite there yet. Gets away from him. Very, very lucky there. Very unlucky if you're Phoenix not to be up 1-0.
It's going to be played in. Beasler's going to step back to collect. Beasler looking forward, going to switch it to the far side. Minter will keep it in, but he'll have to head it, and it's going to be collected by Phoenix. Lakawecki on the far side. Like we mentioned, shadows starting to creep in. Could be an issue for keepers here in the second half.
If the keepers are looking west, those crosses coming in low from this west side. Always difficult to deal with, the sun in your face.
Played back to Cohen, and Cohen's going to knock that one out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Minter looking for Brody. Karinga's going to settle. To Velasquez. Glass is going to dance around Watson, looking for Adams. Adams outside the area. Adams forward to Minter. Minter crosses it about across the 6, but it'll be cleared before it makes its way all the way across the 6 by Sean Wright Phillips.
You notice Sebastian Velasquez is dropped in just a little bit, sitting in kind of a number 6 role now, asking for the ball, really dictating the pace of the game from that role, and then moving up into the number 10 slot. As you see, he just receives the ball there right on cue.
Velasquez going forward to Brody. Brody pushing it wide, looking for Minter on the back post, just too high from him.
I think falling backwards, that ball just gets up just a little bit. He's leaning back just a hair. As we look at it again, ball gets played out wide. He's trying to turn that ball just a bit off balance. Good run there from Minter on the back post, just wasn't able to get a hold of it.
Taryn Meyer, Landon Southwick on the call here from the Riot. We're in the 41st minute of play. Still 0-0. Both teams battling back and forth. Possession has been moving, fluctuating throughout. It's about 65-35 for the Monarchs so far.
Both teams with very good chances too. And Josh Cohen for Phoenix with a very good save, I'd say, diving low to deny an early chance.
Beasler to Velasquez. Back to Beasler. Monarchs attacking. Adams. He's going to be dispossessed. He's going to get up and battle back for the ball. Looks like he's going to be called for the foul. As he fouls, AJ Gray. Looks like we're going to see a sub here. 42nd minute of play. Someone's not feeling right if we're seeing a substitution at this point. Remilio Hernandez is going to come off.
A little bit of a grimace on his face. Maybe he took a little bit of a knock. As we see Blair Gavin come in.
Just a reminder to USL fans out there, new season change this season. Last year, you were capable of having 5 substitutions. This year, it's toned back to the international standard of 3.
Which I absolutely agree with. The game's really been molded to those substitutions, and I think it was a correct decision from USL there to move the number around.
Velasquez, he's going to tee it up. Looking, shot to goal, and Cohen's going to push that one up and over the bar. Great opportunity there for the Monarchs.
Good look there from Velasquez, lining that ball up on his favored left peg. And again, good save from Josh Cohen. As we look at it again, he receives it. He knows exactly what he wants to do with it, puts his foot through it. Cohen gives that strong left paw up to tip that one up and over the bar. Good save.
Again, Adams to take a corner. The 5th of this first half. They scored 2 on corners in Portland. Got some big heads in there. Look for Moberg. Ball's not going to clear the first defender. It's going to be headed out for another corner kick for the Monarchs.
I think maybe Watson got caught in the sun there as he tries to shake that one off. I don't think he hit that one quite like he expected or wanted to.
Adams going to get a second chance to clear that first defender. Ball's going to be whipped in. It's going to be headed all the way to the backside. Orozco's going to keep it in to Minter. Minter's going to slow things up and smartly reset the offense for the Monarchs. Brody's going to push forward on the right side. Adams is with him. Be played off Karinga's foot. Stewart's going to throw it in just a touch off the bench. Beasler there with Johnson. Gavin's getting his first touch. Lakowecki has a lot of space. Looking far side to Brody. Brody settles. Great switch of the field there by the Monarchs. Karinga looking in the box and will be cleared away by Gavin.
We talk about Gavin, another player with Major League Soccer experience. It's good for Phoenix to add some more leadership and some more experience to this side.
Played 45 minutes of soccer so far, and the fourth official is going to announce that we have a minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage here in the first half. Still 0-0. Opportunities from both sides. Velasquez going forward. He has Minter out wide. Minter's going to get it just outside the area. He's going to cut back, and that's going to be a PK for the Monarchs.
Well done there from Minter to bait his defender into that challenge. Acts like he's going to take him towards the end line and cuts back in.
AJ Gray is going to take down Minter, and that's going to be a PK for the Monarchs. An opportunity to take the lead here in the 45th minute of play.
See if Josh Cohen can make himself big. He's been big for Phoenix thus far.
Hoffman's going to take the penalty kick for the Monarchs. He's going to take his approach and shot and a goal! Monarchs open their scoring account here at Rio Tinto Stadium with a penalty kick goal by Chandler Hoffman.
Clinical there from Hoffman, sends Cohen the wrong way, closes his hips at the last minute and slams it home. 1-0 Monarchs. His first goal of the year. I'm going to assume it's not going to be his last.
In talking to Mark Briggs, Coach Mark Briggs, before the game, he mentioned if Hoffman gets an opportunity and puts one away, he doesn't think it's going to stop. And I think you just echoed that same sentiment.
You look at that ball again, puts it right in the side netting. Nothing Cohen can do about that. Right before halftime, too. Excellent time for the Monarchs to get a goal. Phoenix will have to recoup a little bit before the second 45 minutes.
It's a big goal there for the Monarchs as they're looking to close out this half with the lead. Still time remaining on the clock. 2 minutes minimum of stoppage announced. Gavin's going to play it wide. And Michael Radchuk is going to blow his whistle and indicate 45 minutes of soccer have been played here in the first half. Monarchs lead Phoenix Rising FC 1-0 on a 45th minute goal.
Times at it. But like I said earlier in bringing in some veterans, the goal with Mike and Mark was also let's kind of get back to the things that just win games, because we need developing players. It's crucial for there are several steps to development. I mean, getting time on the field, training is critical, but it's also important to put guys in a winning atmosphere and get them used to what winning feels like. And so, I think Mark, the directive is, hey, we're developing players, but we're also winning games, so let's compete.
We're back underway here at the Riot in the second half. Ball looking forward to Hoffman. And Elliot, one thing we really haven't touched on is the rest of the coaching staff down there. You can look down on the Monarchs bench and you can see a guy that is very popular here at the Riot. The Verb himself.
For sure.
Hamas and Alave.
For sure.
How has that been for these young players to have a guy that's down there, has played in the MLS, has experience here at the stadium and with the team?
It's been awesome, honestly. I mean, Hamas, he's a name that every RSL fan knows and knows very well, and frankly every MLS fan knows and knows very well. And we're lucky to have him staying in the organization and bringing what he's the kind of the expertise and the experience of a 15-year professional career, bringing that to the Monarchs and to our development system. So we're very excited about what he's bringing, and he's frankly done an unbelievable job so far. He's been very, very good.
And if you can speak on this, he played under Mike Pecky in New York. Yep. What can he tell the young guys that want to make their first team appearances and get in with the first team, what Mike would be looking for?
Listen, I'm sure he can tell them a lot. I'm sure he will tell them a lot. There's, as you said, he has a lot of experience playing under Mike and knows Mike's style and tactics well. So he will be an asset for the guys to have the ear of for Pecky.
Omar Holness down on the bench getting his jersey on. Looks like we might see a substitution for Mark Briggs here in the next few minutes. Charlie Adams will have the free kick off to the left side of the area. Gonna whip it into the back post. Header by Orozco. Be picked up by Cohen. Great opportunity as Moberg and Orozco found themselves free there.
Yeah. I think there's 3 Monarchs players who were unmarked right there. Another excellent ball, really, by Adams, swung in with that left foot of his. It can be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw it last week. I mean, he served a couple balls in on set pieces last week that did some real damage. So we feel like that is a part of the game that is critical. And you manufacture. It's interesting. You watch last week's game, and I felt like it was an excellent performance from the team, top to bottom, very, very good. But at the end of the day, we scored 2 goals on set pieces. We created in the run of play, and we were good in the run of play. But the goals we scored were on set pieces. So if you can be sharp on set pieces and you can defend them well and you can score on them, you're a very tough team to beat.
I know.
Sean Wright Phillips going to take the corner kick for Phoenix. This is their 3rd of the match. Great job by Fernandez to come out and clear it away. Brody's going to be pushed from behind. No call there. Kept in by Stewart. Wright Phillips looking to put it in play.
Nice work there from Lalo to come out. Didn't get the cleanest of punches on it, but able to command his box and get the ball out of danger. If you're defending, it's exactly what you want from your goalkeeper.
Minter looking forward to the overlapping Lakawecki. Lakawecki held up his run. The ball was played a little too far forward. Moberg's going to rise up to the occasion. We'll win that to Beasler to Lakawecki. Monarchs now moving from south to north. Like we mentioned, a slight breeze. Shadows have now creeped across half the field here at Rio Tinto. Ball up over the head and headed back to the keeper.
Just having a glance at our stat sheet from halftime, the Monarchs was 66% possession throughout the first half. You want a team that wants to keep the ball and spread teams and tire teams out, especially here at home. That's exactly the numbers you want to be putting up.
Johnson fouls Moberg. Sitting on the ground shaking his head. He's got some nice flow going on in the hair.
Yeah.
What's going on down there?
Listen, he's got a little bit of a receding hairline, so he's probably growing it out and then kind of combing it forward so he can, kind of cover things up there. But
much love, James.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Product from the University of Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. Played for Craig Weibel up there, actually. So we now have, I think, a monopoly on University of Washington defenders in the pros, because we have
Adams will tee it up.
We have James, we have Taylor Pay, we have Justin Schmidt. So we're loading them up all over the place.
And also a monopoly on former Timbers players.
Yes, that too.
I think there's a handful
that
there.
Too, for sure.
We have to mention this. There's one local product, Taylor Pay. I mean, we have to mention that he's a guy here that played locally. Excuse me, there's 2 players who have ties to Utah in that sense.
You mentioned Taylor Pay. Brighton High School won a state championship up there, and his teammate and my good friend from Utah Valley University, Skylar Milne.
Yep.
Big man up top. 2 very good pickups here for the Monarchs. Really can do some damage. And Taylor Pay winning MLS Cup in 2015 with the Timbers.
Yeah. No, we're excited about both of them. You know, Taylor's a kid who's been in our setup for a while now. I remember this is back in 2009 when I was in the PR department, and I accompanied our youth team that we had put together, that Greg Moss, who is now the head coach at UVU. Greg Moss was the head coach of, at that time, we went to Spain because the team won the GA Cup, or same thing. Yeah, it's now the GA Cup, was the Sum Cup at the time. So Taylor was on that team and has been kind of on our radar ever since. He's a guy that played, like I said, played for Craig Weibel. Weibel likes him a lot, obviously, knows him well, and we're excited about what he can bring to this roster. And Skylar is another guy who, like you said, local kid, played high school around here, and then played at UVU, had a very successful career under
20
Greg
goals,
Moss. Yeah,
points leader out there in only 3 years. He was a starter, captain the team.
Exactly, scored buckets of goals, and we're excited about what he can do and what he can bring for us. I mean, he's something that we don't have, which is a giant body, banging forward who likes the contact, likes to get in with a center back, and
But
we talked about set pieces a minute ago. Yeah. He's a beast on set pieces.
I don't think I've ever seen him not win a head ball, but he's also, it's hard to find a guy who's 6'5", 6'6", that's not your goalkeeper, who's also very, very good with his feet and has good awareness. And he plays in that number 9 role, and sometimes you need him to be able to pull some strings with your wide players, and he's a player who has always been able to do that.
Yep, absolutely. Nice, soft feet, and understands the game well, moves the ball well. So, he brings a lot of things to this team. So, we're excited about where he can go as a prospect.
Phoenix Rising coaching staff up in arms there as they tried to quickly restart. Michael Radchuk is going to bring it back. Be a throw-in for the Monarchs here. Substitution up top for Phoenix. Jason Johnson's night's done, and Harlow Penosa will enter the match. Nice little back heel there from Wright Phillips. Guy that's very capable of showing skill. Beasler will settle. Looking forward to Minter. Great ball out wide. Monarchs attacking. He has help with Velasquez. Minter going forward. He's in the area. It's going to be deflected and cross the end line for a corner kick for the Monarchs. Their first of the half and 7th of the game.
Nice work there from Minter to take his defender on. Little step over, gets by him. Just wasn't able to get the cross off. He did the same thing on this left side in the first half. As you see the short corner.
Velasquez, he'll cut in towards the end line, whips it across, and kind of a shot there. It's going to be pinged around. There's going to be a foul called. Not sure what the call is there. Get another look here. Short corner like we saw. Velasquez is going to cut inside. Looking for the cross. Kind of comes off as a shot. Phoenix attacking here. Ball whipped into the area. Cleared out by the Monarchs, but still in the attacking third. Ball's going to cross the end line. Orozco there to usher it across the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Lalo.
Good defending there from Orozco. Just to time that challenge and really put his body in front there to shield the ball out for the goal kick.
Elliot, so for you guys, it was a busy winter, not only for you, but for Craig. Both teams with quite a few changes, a lot of travel, a lot of video, I'm sure. Some of these guys from all over the country, all over the world. We've got someone who played in Finland for 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Some from around the USL. I mean, that's a lot of work for you guys.
Yeah, and it's a credit to the entire staff. We have a lot of people who bring different things to our group, and for example, we have the Monarchs assistant GM Dan Egner is he's a USL junkie. He watches just about every USL game. I don't know how he finds the time to do it. He has a wife and young kid, and I don't know if he ever speaks to him. I don't know if he sees him. I don't know what the deal is, but he knows every USL player. So he deserves a lot of credit for bringing a lot of these guys in there. Andy Williams, who is our head scout, is an excellent, one of the best scouts in MLS, if not the best.
Good tackle there by Charlie Adams. Monarchs in the attack. Brody's going to leave it, looking for Adams, and it'll be cleared. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. That's I wasn't going to keep talking. I was trying to cross my fingers, cross everything, hope that we could put that one away. I was talking about Andy. We also this offseason hired a second scout, a guy named Dane Murphy from the New York Cosmos, who was the New York Cosmos scout. They've won 3 NASL championships in the last 4 years. So we're excited about what he brings to the table, his connections. He played professionally in the U.S. and in Germany, so brings a lot of different contacts and ideas. And then we have a stats analyst, Vahe Tanelian, who is also the biggest fan of Armenian American RSL soccer players you've ever seen in your life, and he brings a ton to the table in terms of his analysis and kind of the statistical side of things. And then Rob Zarkos, who's our VP of soccer administration, just keeps everything together. So
organization from quality guys from top to bottom here in Salt Lake. And we thank you again for joining into this broadcast on the USL YouTube channel. And again, want to give a shout out to those that are watching in Phoenix, possibly at the official club location, the Thirsty Lion Gastro Pub and Grill. So we've enjoyed having Elliot, and we're going to let him sign off, get back to his job, get back to work.
Gotta get back to taking notes and biting my fingernails. So.
But we appreciate you for taking the time, giving us a little insights, and we hope to have you a few more times throughout the season.
Anytime.
So you're always welcome.
I'm happy to come by anytime. So thank you guys. It was a great time, and hopefully we can see this one out, huh?
For sure.
All right.
Back to work now, Elliot.
Perfect.
59th minute of soccer. 1-0 Monarchs lead Phoenix Rising FC. Moberg with the ball. Holness getting instructions down by the bench from the coaching staff. Turnover by the Monarchs. Wright Phillips with it, looking for an opportunity for Gavin. Gavin's shot's going to be kept in front of him by Fernandez. Fernandez is going to collect.
The ball just gets caught up under Gavin's feet just a bit. Good ball in by Wright Phillips, and just doesn't really connect with that. Nothing real troubling there for Lalo. We go back to Elliot's insight. This Real Monarchs organization has only grown. It's only been getting better and better, and the conduit from the academy to the first team really has shown through not only the players, but the staff, the front office staff, the coaching staff, even down to the trainers. It's been really a treat to see this USL to MLS grow here on the Wasatch Front.
It's going to be a substitution he made here for the Monarchs. Their first of the match. It's going to be a night over for Minter. Chase Minter's had an excellent night for the Monarchs tonight, pushing hard on that left side. And Omar Holness is going to enter the game. Looks like him and Velasquez are going to switch. Holness is going to sit in more in that holding role for the Monarchs. And you're going to have
Velasquez getting forward.
Velasquez getting forward on the left side, and Adams was the name that was escaping me there. Adams is going to sit high in the attacking position for the Monarchs. Beasler is going to cut things off. He's going to go forward. He's got space and help out wide. Velasquez. Back to Beasler. Into Brody. Brody with a nice turn. Looking back post. Ooh, and a great look there. Hoffman had eyes that were watermelon size there.
And again, Cohen does a very good job to read that ball. Fully stretched down to his left to cut that ball out.
Opportunity there, and will be blocked by the Monarchs defense. Just a reminder, if you want to join in on the conversation, you're welcome to tweet at us. Questions, comments, concerns, jokes. It is April Fool's Day. At Landon Southwick and at TMEY0.
Yes, sir.
So jump on. Love to hear from you. Those around the world commenting and watching tonight's game. 1-0 in the 62nd minute of play. Phoenix leads the all-time matchup. They have 4 wins. Monarchs have 3 in their meetings between the two teams. 6 of the 7 games have been decided by 1 goal or less.
Goes to show these two teams can put together a very, very good game. Monarchs looking to level things in the 8th meeting between the sides.
Holness quickly forward to Adams. Adams going to slow things up. Plays it out wide. It's going to be clipped in, looking for Velasquez, and he's going to get up. Lakawecki looking for Holness, and is going to be cleared by Sean Wright-Phillips.
Holness in a good position there. Lakawecki not able to get that touch off, but Holness putting himself in a very good position to pick up that second ball and maybe even have a go or string a good pass together.
Lakawecki into Hoffman, the goal scorer. Looking in for Brody. He's going to be cleared. Beasler tracking the ball down. Going to head it wide to Karinga. To Holness. Back to Karinga. Monarchs playing possession here in the last few minutes. Beasler gets tripped up on the ball, but he'll recover. Brody, just the Energizer Bunny out on that side. Holness going to look forward to Hoffman. It's going to be cleared by Ramage.
Ramage has had quite the busy night on the back line for Phoenix, and he's done a very good job. Him and Cohen have really kept the Monarchs in check for the most part.
Throw in by Karinga. Adams. He'll pick up his head. Outside the 18. He's going to whip it looking for Velasquez. Not the biggest height there. Watson will clear for Phoenix. Gavin. Out wide to Vasquez. Vasquez is going to clip it forward. A little bit of miscommunication there, but Lakawecki's there to clean it up. Possession now 57-42 for the Monarchs.
The Monarchs, numbers don't lie. Monarchs have really kept the ball well and created chances for themselves. Maybe not as clean as they would have liked to be in the final third, but nonetheless keeping the ball, making Phoenix work. And we talked to Coach Briggs before the game, and he was saying that the altitude really does have an effect if you keep the ball moving and keep other teams chasing here at Rio Tinto.
And he's qualified to say that, having his team go to extra time with Real Salt Lake in the Open Cup.
With several of his players at the time saying that they had a very, very difficult time in that game, going the full 120 minutes and then some with penalty kicks. It's really not an easy place to play.
Lakawecki looking for a teammate there. Moberg with a nice tackle. An opportunity-saving tackle there. Velasa is going to hold things up. Back to Lakowecki. Forward to Hoffman.
Fantastic entry ball there.
Great interchange between Hoffman. Hoffman over to Holness. Holness looking forward to Brody. Brody with the shot. Big save there by Cohen. Didn't look like he got too much on it, but it was floating away from Cohen.
It looks like Cohen wanted to come out, but he realized the ball wasn't going to quite squeeze into his box, and he got caught backtracking. Fortunately for him, Brody doesn't catch all of it, and a relatively simple save for him in the end.
Lakowecki forward to Velasquez. Phoenix looking like they're a little gassed right now. Lakowecki in support of Velasquez. Lakowecki's outside the 18, looking forward to Hoffman. Hoffman and Cohen collide, but Cohen reaches it first. Ball's going to be played out, looking for Bravo. Bravo just doesn't look like he's had the support here in the second half that he's needed.
No, he looked, like you said, team looks a little bit gassed, Bravo especially, but if you look at that ball from Cohen, you put your forwards 2v3 into the attacking half, and the nearest midfielder is roughly 50 yards away. You can see Sean Wright Phillips turning around, saying something to Cohen about let him get up. Let him get up. We don't have the legs right now for the counterattack.
Holness to Karinga. He's going to cut inside. Looking for Hoffman. It's going to take a deflection. Might go out for a corner, but Cohen's there to save it. Keeper diving, doing a good job to keep that one in for Phoenix. Rough touch there, gets away from Vasquez. Moberg will collect. To Karinga. Holness moving forward. He's one of those loanees tonight from Real Salt Lake. Looking forward to Hoffman. Gonna play it too far for Hoffman. Hoffman was looking for a light ball into that space and just too far out in front of him.
I like Chandler Hoffman's dynamic movement today.
Bravo's gonna run into Fernandez. A little bit of a scary situation there. You don't want your center back and the goalie to be getting that close together with no one coming to the ball, but Fernandez was there commanding his box.
As you look at that again, yeah, that's a very tight line, very fine line, and Fernandez did have a hold of that ball before Bravo got to him. Bravo's going to argue that, but can't really do much there.
Moberg gets it forward to Karinga. Karinga's going to play it off Vasquez. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. RSL family getting a lot of soccer action. Real Monarchs here taking on Phoenix Rising FC. Real Salt Lake playing later tonight in Minneapolis against the new expansion side up there.
Real Salt Lake and Minnesota, playing to a pretty thrilling 3-3 draw up in a preseason matchup up in Portland. Maybe expect some more fireworks up there tonight. That game kicking off at 6 o'clock Mountain Time.
Ball's going to be played in. Wright Phillips is going to keep it inside the area. He's going to look to turn, plays it across the box. Monarchs looking to clear, and they're able to clear. Hoffman's going to chase this one down. Stewart was able to get there first. It's a big switch over top. AJ Gray. Gray's going to play it forward. Looks like someone's down over there.
Looks like they may have just smacked shins with Gray trying to fire that ball across the box. That never feels good.
He's going to get some attention from the training staff. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. You know, Marshall Stoddard down there taking care of Emilio. And, you know, we haven't mentioned this tonight, but it's kind of fun to see Omar Holness back here on this same field. A year ago in his debut for the Monarchs, he collapsed and had a medical issue. And so it's exciting to see a year later him having the success, being back on the field, playing for Real Salt Lake, as well as tonight playing back again for the Monarchs.
Not only that, he had a very, very scary moment in the home opener that year. I think really everybody from around the league and around Major League Soccer reached out to him. But to see his growth since then, we've seen him with the first team, we've seen him with the Monarchs, and he has been fantastic. He was an absolute star through the preseason this year. So really coming back off something that was that scary in front of everybody and really seeing his team get behind him is it's paying dividends, and it's very, very cool to see.
It's going to be thrown in across the end line, be a goal kick for Fernandez. Looks like Velasquez there trying to figure out his cleat.
I was about to say, that's a very strange place to put your 3/4 of the way through snack.
Wasn't eating an apple down there. It was his left cleat that he was trying to fix. He's going to step off the field. Monarchs going to play a man down here in the 73rd minute of play, still leading 1-0 in their home opener. Second game of the season for both teams. Monarchs looking to improve to 2-0. Phoenix trying to avoid falling to 0-2 on the season. Velasquez back on the field.
Phoenix still trying to sort out their first goal.
Sean Wright Phillips is going to get on the end of this, plays it in for Bravo. And a dangerous opportunity, unable to connect with it. Sebastian Velasquez, 1v1 on the outside, is going to cut in. Back outside, looking to go forward. Looks like it may have taken a deflection. Nope, it'll be a goal kick. Hit that one.
If you look at Velasquez, that's exactly where he wants to be, isolated on this near side on his left foot, able to cut in, maybe even create a shot. Even on the far right side, cutting in on his left foot, maybe curling a shot. That's really his comfort zone, besides pulling the strings in that number 10 slot.
It's going to be slowed up, out wide to Brody. Velasquez inside now in the middle. Moberg. You can hear Briggs down there yelling, keep the ball. Monarchs having a lot of possession here right now. 74th minute of play. Ball's forward. Bravo is going to be called off. Doesn't matter. Fernandez there to make the save.
Fernandez still seems to be limping a little bit from that challenge earlier that maybe still's hurting him. That challenge with Watson.
Ball's going to be played forward. Ramage going to head it away. Velasquez, nice turn there. Fancy footwork, looking for Hoffman. Doesn't get all the way to Hoffman. Played forward. Beasler been working hard tonight there, wearing the captain's armband, and been a constant leader for this team throughout the preseason. Bravo's going to be taken down.
Looks like Phoenix has caught a little bit of a second wind here after really being on the back foot the most part of this second half. They seem to be sharing a little bit more of the possession, creating some more chances. Sean Wright Phillips getting in a few times, but still no real clear chances on goal for Phoenix here in the second half.
They're still looking for that decisive opportunity. Brody moving forward. Good job to stay on his feet. The Energizer Bunny moving forward. Moves to this left side, still attacking, gonna pick up his head, looking for a teammate. Holness, shot and a goal! one in the back of the net to extend the Monarchs lead to 2-0 here in the 76th minute of play.
I'm going to go all the way back to Sebastian Velasquez winning that ball in the midfield. The ball getting poked out to Andrew Brody, who slips, still has a chance to get up, runs roughly 40 yards to the top of the box and threads that ball through to Omar Holness. And how about that finish? Just put your foot through the ball and just pick out the top shelf. How about that?
Goal there. Credit to Omar Holness. Assists will be given to Andrew Brody, who worked his tail off. Moving from his natural position on the right side, he's going to cut in, plays it across, finding Holness. Holness settles and rifles it into the back of the net. My, oh my, the Monarchs are looking like they're cooking with Crisco so far this season.
That ball settled there from Holness. Takes out Grandma's feather duster, cleans off the top shelf with that. We're right on cue. We talked about Omar Holness a year ago in the home opener. Big goal for him, much deserved, very well deserved there from Omar Holness.
Maybe Crisco wasn't the right word. Maybe that's too old. Maybe also gasoline. I don't know if there's a lot of pyros out there. Holness gonna clear for the Monarchs.
I'm not sure, between Crisco and feather duster, you may have something.
Going old school up here in the booth. Ball still in the area. Fernandez coming out. Coringa and Fernandez communicating. Coringa's gonna play it out. It looks like we're gonna get a final substitution made for Phoenix Rising. Looks like Victor Vasquez. Knight will be done. Alessandro Riggi will enter the game in the 79th minute of play. Moberg's gonna clear. Adams with it. He'll pick up his head, looking forward. No one really there. Thought Hoffman was a little further forward. Cohen's gonna come out to the halfway into his half. Looking forward to Bravo. Bravo's gonna settle. Defended by Lakawecki. He'll pick up his head, looking forward to Wright Phillips. Wright Phillips' ball was just played a little short. Adams there is going to be taken out by Gray.
Again, good job there from Adams to really bait Gray into that foul. He knew the challenge was coming, put himself in the way, and really relieves the pressure for the Monarchs, I should say.
Moberg defending. Nice tackle there by Moberg. Played well so far in this game. Bravo's going to find himself in an offside position. Free kick for the Monarchs. 80th minute of play, 2-0. Goals from Hoffman on a PK. And then Holness here just a few minutes ago. Coringa had the substitute running at him. Fresh legs running at the outside right back. Moberg's gonna play it forward, looking for Hoffman. Beautiful Saturday evening now. Setting is perfect. Beautiful snow-capped mountains. Rio Tinto Stadium. Monarchs lead 2-0. Something home fans love to see.
Snowcap Mountains or Monarchs winning? Which one?
Both. Means spring.
Spring.
The joke has been in the past that the Monarchs have always played in terrible weather. I think last season and the season before, my goodness, every game was rough weather. Tonight they're getting a beautiful pitch. Great job by the grounds crew to make this immaculate pitch. And the teams are enjoying it tonight. Goal kick for Fernandez. Two of the loanees from Real Salt Lake down playing with the Monarchs tonight, Fernandez and Holness.
And then it looks like the third, Reagan Dunk, about to make his way onto the field, getting his last-minute instructions from head coach Mark Briggs, who has already made one what may seem like a pretty genius substitution. I'm sure he'll take the credit for the Omar Holness substitution. Nonetheless, a good performance from.
Hey, you got to love that from a head coach. You make one of your two substitutions, or your first substitution, excuse me, comes on, instant impact, scores a goal, and you're leading 2-0 in the 83rd minute of play. Obviously, still a lot of game to finish out and see out this one.
And credit to Phoenix Rising. They've really tried to press and get a good chance on goal. Still, like we said earlier, still no clear side of goal, but the midfield, Blair Gavin has been a very, very good player since coming onto the field, trying to pull strings, find people in wide areas, and Sean Wright Phillips the same.
Not sure there's a conversation going on between Fernandez and the AR here on the near side. Reagan Dunk is going to make way, enter the game, excuse me, and Charlie Adams' night will be done after 84 minutes of play. Charlie had a great game tonight for the Monarchs.
Now all three players from the first team at Real Salt Lake on the field now. Reagan Dunk gets his first touch.
Dunk looking forward to Brody. It's going to be a great tackle there by Gray. He'll concede a corner, but it was better than the other option, Brody streaking straight at goal.
Fantastic tackle. Well timed to knock that ball out. I think Gray will take a corner just about any day than Andrew Brody running in on his goalkeeper.
Velasquez is going to fake the short corner there. Plays it to Brody. Brody back to Velasquez. Monarchs with time. Gonna maintain possession. Plays out wide to Karinga. To Dunk. Velasquez out wide to Lakawecki. Lakawecki has done a great job on in the back for the Monarchs on the side. Brody's going to lose possession. Bravo all the way back defending for Phoenix. Not much help there for Phoenix. Many times tonight it's been a one-man show hanging out.
Substitution for your Real Monarchs. Leaving the match number 49, Chandler Hoffman.
Daniel Haber is getting into the match. And in the 85th minute, the night will be done for Chandler Hoffman, who has played very well. Found himself on the score sheet to open his account in the 2017 USL season. Watson out wide.
The ball again, Kyle. Nice, Kyle.
Phoenix looking to play it in, shot up and over the bar. That was a good opportunity there, as we'll get a second look at this one, I'm sure, shortly. Be a goal kick for the Monarchs. Here's a replay look.
And the ball gets played out wide. Rigi has a look up. Tries to curl one in, and just Wright Phillips not able to get his foot up and over the ball. Thankful Lalo Fernandez watches that go high and wide, but good, kind of a cheeky ball played in there from Rigi.
It's a rough challenge there. Definitely could go in the books. Beasler asking and wondering where that card might be, but a nice friendly handshake there. You gotta love seeing that, the FIFA fair play. Monarchs still leading in the 87th minute of play, 2-0. In their second game of the USL season. First game for Mark Briggs. He took over for Mike Pecky, who's promoted to the first team. He's gonna see action tonight in Minnesota. Here shortly. Lakowecki to Brody. Brody looked like he got stomped a little bit there.
Don't think Omar Bravo meant to. Doesn't mean Andrew Brody's going to enjoy that. Nice of him not to go down and just continue the play and carry on.
Holness looking to leave it for Dunk. We're quite on the same page. Brody applying pressure here. You got to love the Monarchs adding a lot of pressure there.
Briggs talked about it before the game. They're looking for that 90-minute pressure. Of course, it's very, very difficult to pressure for 90 minutes, but thus far the Monarchs have been very, very good at pressing. Their forwards have been very, very good at putting pressure on the center backs and the fullbacks of Phoenix, and still getting close to the 88th minute here. That's pretty good from the Monarchs.
Haber's going to settle. Defended by 2. Be knocked out of play, be another throw in for the Monarchs. Lakowecki's going to go past the ball boy holding the ball to the ball on the ground. When you have a 2-0 lead, you have an opportunity to do things like that. Slow up the game, close things out. Phoenix with the throw-in. Looking forward to Bravo. Forwards really just haven't had a whole lot of support. Ball looking forward. That's going to be offside there by Haber.
In my count, that might be the first offside of the match for the Monarchs.
Bravo. Defended well there by Moberg. It's going to be a corner kick for Phoenix Rising here in the 90th minute of play. We'll get another look at that as Moberg tries to shake it off.
Bravo trying to isolate Moberg. Moberg does a very good job at just using his strength, using his body to throw Bravo off balance, and does a good job there to win to give away the corner, I'm sorry.
Fourth corner kick. Lalo Fernandez is going to go up. Tip it away with his hand. Monarchs clear lines. Wright Phillips will whip it back in the area. Fernandez is going to collect. Both teams slow to get out of the area here late in this match. We're going to have an additional 3 minutes of stoppage time, a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time announced. Phoenix still pushing, still trying to find a goal here in their 2017 season. They were shut out at home 1-0 to Toronto FC2. They christened their new stadium. Ball's going to be whipped in, taken off the back of the head by Brody.
Does not feel good. Referee having to stop play for a head injury. Just give Brody a second. That's never going to feel good. When we talk about Phoenix, I'm very interested to see what Phoenix does now that they have developed this really beautiful stadium, put together a very, very good team. It's going to be very cool to see where they go the rest of the way. I mean, we're only 2 games in, and they look like a good team. They look like a very, very good side. Just that final piece, that final shot, cross, pass just doesn't seem to be there, but it'll come. It'll happen.
Played a minute so far, unofficially, of stoppage, minute 15. Haber going up with Watson. Watson's going to knock that one out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Lakawecki will throw it in. Lakawecki going forward to Haber. Beasler has been playing well in the center of the pitch today. It's going to be a foul called on the Monarchs. Cohen up to take the free kick. He'll play it forward. It's going to roll across the end line for a goal kick for the Monarchs. 90th minute of play. Unofficially, about 2.5 minutes have passed of the minimum of 3 minutes. Goals by Omar Holness in the second half, and Chandler Hoffman just before the halftime break on a penalty kick.
I think that penalty kick goal from Hoffman changed the face of this game, changed the complexion of how the second half was going to play out, or at least begin.
I think Beasler there was trying to take a whack at it.
He'll tell you he was going for goal.
And that's going to be the whistle here at the Riot. The Monarchs move to 2-0 on the season on goals by Omar Holness and by Chandler Hoffman, in what was an exciting game for this team. And this is, I think, the first time they've moved to 2-0 on the season. Both teams played fairly well and were pretty evenly matched. You could tell, though, late in the game, Phoenix really just didn't have the legs to hang with the Monarchs.
Yeah, we talked about the elevation, and I think that did catch up with them. I think the Monarchs did a very, very good job.